What got you loving the Mercury Namek so good?
The mercury fumes, of course.
Mhm.
It's only so at some point you got to just keep calm and learn to love the fumes.
It's actually
And
so true. It's so true that I remember a certain Chinese emperor telling me the same thing.
my misinformed hunt for immortality has me moving different.
I'm moving different.
Has me eternally moving even.
Mhm. No, I just love going through like old hoodoo recipes, and there he is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Love this stuff.
Mhm.
No, it's just one of my favorite materials. I just think it's really pretty, and the buzzy feeling when it is conjured correctly
Mm.
is one of my favorite things. Like there's an energy to it that my body responds really well to, and I just enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pack thing.
Yes.
Mhm. No, it's awesome. I love it. I'm excited to chat Mula Mane
Mhm.
because with how successful the Jupiter stuff was recently that we did, as well as your gold edition Mercury Nutmegs, I just want to put out something free because we,
Mhm.
something that's just for the people. Like it is just a practicum. We're gonna survey a bunch of fun things, a bunch of techniques, talk about stuff we've done, things that worked, things that didn't, and just give out a bunch of possibilities that people can play with, in their journeys to fight the craziness of today's economy.
Mhm. Spreading the love.
Spread love. Be not alarmed at the frightful howls which you may hear. It's Sfinga and bands, 50 bands, 100 bands king. I gotta say, that's one of my favorites of recent yore.
So fucking funny. Holy shit. Of all the bees, this one might be my favorite.
And we've had some very good ones.
Yeah, that we have.
Well, it is a money magic episode. Caveat, kind of a 101. We're not even going to necessarily specialize in one topic. I mean, I'm sure future episodes can be like getting a job, so keeping a job, a client work. Like, we're going to have those kinds of things. But today we're going to have a general overview to get people started so that it's really applicable no matter what kind of work you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Really just a smorgasbord of techniques. Take your pick, do one, do them all. And don't worry about what we're doing, you worry about what you're doing and go make you some money. And once you make you some money, remember to check us out at patreon.com/the frightful howls. We have a bonus episode every month curated by and just for our patrons. We have a Discord server. We have a monthly live occult book club where we discuss a text of your choosing. We just did one on Frieren, so the anime.
Yes.
So, we can do.
Frieren sama.
You would rock the fern.
I already rocked the fern. I'm rocking the fern as we speak.
On top of that, we have show notes for every episode, and we also have a whole tier of monthly group spell work from us on your behalf.
And also remember to give us a like, rating, and review on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you may be listening to us. It helps us fight the demiurge of the algorithm.
And while you're fighting the demiurge of the algorithm, check out our services. For personalized coaching and magic and mediumship, sorcery for hire, readings, custom talismans, oils, tools, Lenormand, you name it, I got it. Sfinga offers Balkan Fob-mancy readings. She is the best. Go book with her.
Oh, thank you.
And both of us offer occasional limited occult wares over on withcunningandcommand.com.
Lastly, hit us up on social media. I'm at Dragon Cunning, and Key is at barnowl.key. The B is for Barnowl on the Instagram. So right off the bat, let's just get it off our chest. This is an only tech episode. We're not gonna even begin to scratch the surface of like practical financial advice. There are better books and better people to listen to than us for that. You're here for the magic. Let's get it to the magic.
Yeah. The, disclaimer guy voice. This is not financial advice. This is magic advice.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you want to learn how to grow your investments and diversify your portfolio and like get some, good self-help advice on managing your finances. Lots of good resources for that. We're here to teach you how to be sorcerers. Silly.
Say.
Get silly. All right, so let's start with fast cash and gambling. This is why let's just go Mercury and Nutmeg first, just because you love it, and people could make it themselves. There's no reason they necessarily have to wait for roughly April, May of each year for you to release yours. So this is your time to preach it.
For real. Yeah, Mercury and Nutmeg. Where did it even begin? It is a very famous and infamous charm in kind of hoodoo in the very strict drugstore originating sense. The oldest references that I have been able to find in print are from the true black and white magic of Marie Laveau, alternatively titled Black and White Magic by Marie Laveau, um, which was really a in-store white paper pamphlet grimoire that advertised the products of various drugstores in New Orleans, especially the Cracker Jack, and gave a bunch of example workings. And one of those happened to be called the Best Gambling Hand, or Toby in subtext. It describes kind of a twist on the recipe. It's a hand that has a couple other things, but really, it says, you take the nutmeg of India, and in it you will drill a hole in which you will pour the pure mercury and seal it with pure wax. So here's the core, here's the famous part. This is the important part. Uh,
Mhm.
af- After that, you take a piece of uh, chamoy, um, chamoy sauce. Um,
But take her out to dinner first.
um, but you take a piece of fabric, 3.5 inches in length by 3.5 inches in width, and you make it into a small bag. Into that bag, you will put a piece of highly magnetic lodestone, a black cat bone, the heart of a swallow, the John the Conqueror root, devil's shoestring, and five-finger grass. And then on top of that, you put the prepared nutmeg of India. When this is done, seal the bag by sewing it all the way around so that none of the articles can fall out. And on the outside of the bag, sprinkle 3 drops of Jockey Club perfume once every week. And you keep this bag on your person at all times and allow no one to touch it. So very classic hoodoo style, just put a bunch of good stuff in the bag and go from there. Devil shoestring, of course, to like both trip up obstacles, but like tie down wealth that you already have. Five-finger grass to go grab things. John the Conqueror root, of course, just mastery power. Part of a swallow is kind of the engine. Black cat bone for presumably luck in this case, and lodestone for money.
That money, but also let's say for bringing the thing that you want to you. It's just magnetic, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
And then there is, a lot of commentary about this charm as it evolved through time. It got very popular, even noting in some sources the charm is so popular in certain areas of the country that at one time it had an unofficial fair trade price of $25 in New York City.
Yeah, I saw that in Draya Mikaharich's Century of Spells. We were looking at some Mercury and Nutmeg information, and that one just cracked me up.
Yeah, it's one of those notes that I really love in the history of it.
Mhm.
And just it's a testament to its effectiveness. Thing got
Mhm.
around. But really, mercury in nutmeg sealed with wax is all that works.
Mhm.
Everything else is the nice window dressing, nutmeg, of course, being a nice Jupiterian money substance. And yeah, one of the goats.
It's the classic.
Yeah, and like, this is a charm that I really like to riff on and like do other things to. Got a bit infamous, maybe, for making these with the actual mercury and doing so as safely as I can and making the seals as strong and viable as I can.
Mhm.
And they seem to do wonders.
Yeah. Absolutely, they do. I mean, you get so many good feedback about them.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
And if people are looking to do these themselves, United Nuclear has really good deals on mercury. Just get
Hmm.
that, some pipettes, and find a place to do, heavy metals contaminated disposal because you don't want to be throwing that in the normal garbage can, and especially not down the drain.
Hmm.
So, mileage may vary, but there are places that take them.
Hmm. Totally. So, in the vein of fast cash, gambling, that kind of stuff, I am really fond of a classic Rosa Jericho. You can leave one. So, I truly believe that the house spirit is one of like the primary spirits for wealth. You can leave one there. You can name it after what you need. You can put something in the center. I like a little piece of pyrite or a little lodestone, even that I can that could sit there when it's open, and you tell it what to do. You name the thing inside. You name the Rosa Jericho. Shout outs to Phoebe Hildegarde or Dr. Finch for giving an excellent presentation on these in British Genie. And one of the things that I really also appreciate is just good fashioned lodestone magic, like a fat lodestone about the size of your fist that you feed regularly. You can feed it for the rest of your life. You can put 3 candles around it that are just named after the 3 things that you need. Maybe one is, let's say, money that comes from expected things. So, for example, like places you already know you can get money, you just need more of. One of them is for unexpected places, and one of them is for mysterious or like sudden benevolent gifts, really. So, like, not just like a new kind of job you never thought you'd have or a new kind of source, but just somebody being incredibly generous to you, like paying your grocery bill one day, that kind of thing. That's its own kind of fast cash. And just feeding it regularly, I like a classic lodestone oil. It's just a tiny little lodestone in oil.
Yeah.
Make sure you get an actual lodestone though, right? Or even a magnet, a proper magnet oil. Um, there's plenty of different things you can do for that, but you're really just using it to draw money towards you. So a little bit on your money before you spend it, so it returns to you, right?
Yeah, I love the stuff. Love the magnet oil because people always ask what it is, and it's a magnet in the oil.
It's magnet and oil. Yeah. That's if you're wondering what the recipe is, it's a magnet and an oil. Yeah. Of course, you could doctor it with more things, but that is genuinely how you get it. You put sometimes it's 7 lodestones, one for each day of the week, inside a mason jar with a significant magnet inside of it as well, and then you add some magnetic sand or iron fillings. And then you just keep praying over it, burn candles on it, keep charging it, decant it as you please. A daily Psalm 65 does wonders for fast cash, also including just like unexpected bookings if you are somebody who works in a service industry. And then I was looking through Catherine Ironwood's Art of Making Mojos, and I really like her 9 silver mercury dimes with a blowing ball and a lump of rock alum in a red flannel bag is a good gambling charm.
Mm, mhm.
And I imagine it pretty good for fast luck, because a lot of the gambling stuff does a great deal of overlap. Or like she has a lucky mineral in hand. It's a piece of lodestone, a piece of pyrite, and a pinch of saltpeter, dressed with Hoyt's in a red flannel bag.
Yeah, I like that. Both those. They would do the
Or
job for sure.
rabbit foot, silver dime, and 9 short lengths of devil's shoestring, which is I was kind of giggling at because most of the devil's shoestring I've seen has been quite long.
Yeah.
um, so I guess you could trim it yourself, but tied inside a dollar bill that you have your name on it, carried in a red flannel bag, and then dressed with hear me out,
Mm.
dressed with the urine or menstrual blood of the gambler's beloved. Oh, honey,
Ooh.
can I perchance invite you to help me charge this mojo?
Love that.
Hmm.
It's powered up.
Powered up, absolutely.
You know what to do.
All right, soldier. Offering to the city spirits is one of the main ways that I also do fast cash type stuff. It's I go to like literally the spirits of this city. And shout out to our Hexorian episode if you want an interesting chaos magic take on city magic and the city feeding you. But like, so doing a little bit to help the homeless, making sure a little bit you're always spending to nourish the city. So that could be helping a youth program or a women's shelter or any other kind of charity in that way. And then afterwards, speaking to the spirit of your city. So, for example, let's say, New York City, I call to you, I thank you. I thank your spirits, all the different various beings that live in this place. You can call to the rats, call to the mice, call to the ravens and the various things that, listen in and so on. You could absolutely also do, various I know people who swear by like cultivating the favor of Hermes and Helios and just continually doing some of the PGM style magics for that. We'll get back to the PGM in a little bit, but just making sure that you're calling on prayers for prosperity. You're calling on. I'm thinking about all those beautiful kinds of like workings where you're doing consecrating things by Helios, or you're really just kind of like weaving in everything that you really could think to ask for in this way. Except you're also conjuring the presence of those deities in your city.
Mhm. Absolutely, yeah. City spirits are great. I find any sort of directional canes, like, kind of across systems are also have been helpful for me for getting just, like, bumps of money.
Mm,
So, for archangels, for demon kings, if you have that sort of thing going on, like, city guardians in the 4 directions, like, all that manner of things. Um,
hmm
4 winds as well.
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
On that note, right, you'd mentioned Psalm 65 is great.
Hmm
One in, the Book of Gold
I love
as
gold.
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 I love gold.
As translated by, Rankin and Baron. Baron?
Please, you can't power my sweet boy. What was that? What was that episode? Was it the Boxgrove Manual, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
good, good.
Henry von Baron.
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 That one's only for us to giggle at and late at night when we're delirious from doing ritual. That one just keeps us giggling.
Mhm. Yeah. What of what rank and order is that spirit?
Mhm.
Baron.
Baron. All right, back to the episode.
Yes. So, um, Psalm 112 is
Mhm,
given in the Book of Gold, with the instruction, "Read the psalm over holy water and sprinkle your house with it 7 times. All that
mhm.
you will receive will be profitable."
I love when all that I receive will be profitable. Yes.
Got that stop loss from God.
Shout outs to Jamie Alexander and S. Alderney St. Martha Guide to the Underworld. Her feast day was recently. We did some stuff for our patrons who are subscribed to the highest tier, where they do get a monthly ritual from us on their behalf. And they suggest the technique of St. Martha's daily bread, which is the story of St. Martha serving Christ at her home. So it's a very simple bread recipes. But once you give it to unexpected visitors, right? And share amongst your family. And I love the idea of baking a bread, which I do a lot of for my magic, but giving it a little piece to every spirit. Giving it to the main saint, but then you give some to everyone, and you tell the saint, like, this is what I need. I need some, just as I unexpectedly gave this to you. It's not even your feast, and yet I felt the need to make this for you, and I give it to my parents, I give it to my friends, essentially the idea being, I like to also just make cookies for hygienic reasons to be like, okay, I've made something for
Mhm.
everybody, but the idea being like, helped me, this return to me in this unexpected way. And of course, speaking of unexpected blessings, you know her, you love her, the second medical Mercury. Um, brings things contrary to their nature. What's contrary to your nature right now? Maybe it's not currently having a lot of money, or not currently having money in literally in this moment. Like nobody bought one of your items, or nobody gave you money when you needed it. And it's just like working that, putting bring Boel in, right? We talked about this before in the podcast, that particular conjuration from the PGM that suits the literal Boel inscribed on the as an angel name on the pedicle. Great to contact that spirit, great to bring you unexpected sources of money, especially, and also helps for gambling because it's unlikely that you'll win at gambling. So unless of course you're a key, so you might as well come tripped up.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are so many good prayers to win a game of chance. Shout outs to Pactum.
Yeah, for real.
hmm So
The,
underrated.
yeah, the PGM spell of 3 dice is really great.
Oh, it's so good. And it works so well.
Yeah. Even, like, ran some math on that one back in the day.
hmm
I was like, "Damn, that is statistically significant change." So for any stats nerds who wanna find the existence of magic.
hmm this is a classic that I really liked from Steve Patterson's Spells from the Wise Woman's Cottage. It's a wishing spell to chant when you find yarrow flowers blooming for the first time of the season.
Yarrow, sweet yarrow, the first I have found. In the name of Horny, I pluck you from the ground. By wind and flame and wave and tree, grant the thing I wish to me.
It's cute, right?
Yeah.
And yet so much good magic is like plucking a flower at a very particular moment and saying an oral charm.
Yeah, absolutely. One way for like quick cash, fast cash, Folio Fortuna, like
Mhm.
Calanchoe leaf in the
Mhm.
wallet with a prayer.
Absolutely. Just a good old I think you've talked about this before plenty of times, but the 6 of diamond card, right? And then you and connecting the diamonds and saying, "The roads are open unto me," right? This is a classic
Mhm.
one from Professor Porterfield. It's such a good one to just kinda keep on your wallet or even bury on your front doorstep, and water, pour water. Like, I truly believe in threshold magic and house spirit magic, so I'm always talking to my house, I'm talking to my house spirit, I'm talking to my threshold, I'm pouring water on it. Whenever I open up my roses of Jericho, I pour the water out on the threshold to make sure that there's always good things coming.
Mhm, mhm,
And then just go to the grave of somebody who was a very successful, uh, gambler, and just be like, "Help me always have luck on my side."
mhm.
Get their dirt, carry them with you, maybe attached to a particular card from from a deck of spells for Professor Porterfield, or you can maybe work it in a charm bag, or you can work with a saint, work with anybody you like, do it with a pagan god you're, worshiping. All kinds of fun things could happen.
Absolutely, yeah. Any melange of money herbs, bank dirts, casino dirts, successful gambler, wealthy man,
Mhm.
grave dirts, anything like that.
Mhm.
It's good for you.
Mhm, mhm.
I guess moving out of
And I guess last but not least, because there's so much we could do, is our boy Saint Expedite. I feel like it'd be remiss not to mention him in this section because he does bring things very quickly. Some of you have messaged being like, "He don't work for me. Like I've done everything and he's never popped out for me." Maybe he's just not the same for you. There may be other spirits that will happily do that any more successfully for you. I would say we've had a good experience with Saint Expedite, so we like to promote him because he does like being promoted. But he's great for cash emergencies for sure. I pray to him with the amount that I need. I tell him deliver it immediately. I knock really hard on his shrine and tell him, hey, I sometimes clap in front of his statue and I'm like, hey, I need this. This is emergency. Give me this amount. I give him the exact number I need. I put it on the shrine and then put a prayer card in front of him. I anoint everything in my wallet with his oil. I anoint a lot of things, my person and around my house. I do crosses of Saint Expedite oil on every window, on every threshold, so it can always come to me. I use my own Expedite powder that I put around my bank. I put it around places that I work. I burn candles. Like I do everything, and I'm like, okay, this is what you're gonna get if I get it within the next 3 business days.
yeah, absolutely. The dust. The mountains he will move for a pound cake.
I mean, honestly, same. Like I love a sweet treat.
Mhm,
I feel like when I'm a spirit, I'm gonna be very easily solicited to do things just through a good matcha cookie.
mhm.
Actually, no, one of those like really flaky croissants that's just covered in
Ooh,
like
yeah.
cool like raspberry whatever and matcha, or like a good strawberry rhubarb croissant. That's when you know it's real.
Mhm. Beautiful. For me, it's just blue Celsius all the way down.
Mhm.
I suppose for a bit more stable of money coming in, the classic of how do you get a job?
Yes. Uh, You're hired. So there's a lot of good things to get a job. So first of all, it depends on are you soliciting a particular job or more generally, right? If
Mhm,
it's a particular job, print off the recruiter, print off the entire everybody who could possibly be a recruiter, print off basically everything that has to do with the person you'll be interviewing with. Stalk them on the internet. Basically,
yeah,
get their birthday if you can, and really just bind them down, whisper their name multiple times, whisper their name once and breathe it into knots, on a red
mhm,
ribbon, and then bind that around something that you're working. Do a candle, put them in the jar, shake them, put the picture under your foot if you're meeting on Zoom or if you're meeting in person. Anoint your hands before you shake their hands with a little bit of oil that is either for getting you the job or it's for making sure that you are received well. The second pentacle of Venus is really good because this brings you grace. And so it's great to make you charming and really pliable. And people are going to really like you and feel like, oh, I just really appreciate this person. As well as the fifth pentacle of Mercury, of course, which opens roads.
I love this pentacle combination for resume and cover letter.
Mhm.
So Mercury for the cover letter and the Venus for the resume. And
Yes,
then
absolutely.
master copies of each. I love a templated cover letter. So get that and a copy of a resume, print it out, and do all of the workings on top of it. Like put a plate on it, do all your candle spells on top of that. Even make offerings to the spirit of you being employed to do like some retrocausal stuff. Make
Yeah,
offerings
exactly.
to the you who is a employed, the you who loves their job, the you who is successful in their career, and you can kind of build it on top of that resume to get a lot of eyes and attention, and this kind of produce this feeling in whatever hiring manager, whoever's reading it, of, oh, this person already has like work about them. They have the energy of like, oh, they're a hard worker, they have all these things, and they're subconsciously picking up on that to influence the decision.
Mhm.
And then, of course, being sure to tell your spirits like this one and also all copies like it. You don't want to hand
Yes.
in a oily, dusty resume.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely master copy of the resume, because that's the one where you can sigil it up. You don't have to do it at 1% opacity.
Right.
Um, and so it's great to include, again, that master copy can even just have things burning on it constantly. Just like, you can print off the name of anybody ever involved in the hiring process of anything you're looking to, and burn those names to ash and put them in some kind of bottle spill that you just shake constantly. Divine with your spirits for who is best able to help you with this, of course. But I do really think that just having a master copy already is going to be a huge help.
Mhm.
You could even do a kind of since we've been drawing a lot of hoodoo for this episode, like a money mirror box, right, where you're just constantly reflecting more money and more appreciation back at you.
Yeah, totally.
There's a spell bag for a job from Darayamika Hadich's A Spiritual Worker's Spellbook, which is a red cloth bag, and you put a silver dime, a piece of cinnamon stick. He specifies half an inch, just so it's not too chunky, some cinquefoil or five finger grass, and a piece of high John the Conqueror or jalap root. And then once you have all the ingredients, you sprinkle it with a few drops of rum or whiskey, and then you pray over that you have steady work or a good job that you like, a better paying position, whatever you need. And also note that the job should provide, sufficient income for you to live, enough to save, excess for your pleasure in your life, and you carry it with you. And then a similar one is can be found in Judica Isles is actually the magic when you need it, which is the 9-day employment search. You tie a cinnamon stick with a high John de Conquer root together in green or gold thread. You anoint the botanicals with three king's oil, which she specifies is frankincense, myrrh, and spikenard. And then you place them in a red flannel drawstring bag. And every morning before you go out to search for work, you feed it with a little Three Kings oil. And if it remains unchanged, like for 9 days, you don't actually experience any change, you don't get any leads, then you give up, you explore alternatives. I've mentioned quite a few times that I really like a three candle setup, like in a triangle. You can do a lodestone in the middle for work, and that's where your petition is under, like exactly what kind of job you want, what kind of working circumstances you want, how much it should pay you, how much you should have left over. You can be very specific, or you can just say more generally, like, it needs to provide this kind of lifestyle. And then the three candles around it can be, like, say it's 3 7 days. You can do it for three different things. One can be to banish poverty, and with that, you could even slot like the seven pentacle of Jupiter underneath it, right?
Mhm.
Just to kind of protect yourself for. I like to have that in the wallet as well, just to kind of protect yourself because it's against poverty.
Totally.
And then another possibility is one of the candles can be for, again, finding employment, which can include like getting new ads, new recruiters coming to you. Like if a friend suddenly says the place that they know is hiring, or they came across a hiring ad somewhere where you like would like to work, that kind of thing. Like news comes to you. And the last one is just for pure luck. So that's the pure luck. Come to me, it manifests, it's mine. And then you track which one is burning slowest. You track which one has the most resistance, and depending on that, then if that's the one that burns last, let's say it's the luck one. Like you're not lacking in funds to survive, so the poverty isn't the issue. Maybe you're really having a hard time, but at least you're still scraping by, but just barely. And maybe the information when you're getting lots of things, but it's not sticking that you're just getting it. Like you keep getting to that final round of interview, but it's not sticking yet. Then do the same thing all over again, but replace each candle with the one that was slowest. And then to be like, okay, now everything is like that. like securing it. Everything is that kind of slight fast look combination of domination. And then just put everything into that.
Love it. It's a great combo, great technique.
Because then you can just doctor it yourself, right? You can see exactly what's missing and you can play around with it.
Totally, yeah. And I think just to throw it out there because I have it on hand, one of the old school steady work oil recipes that I have, um,
Mhm.
very simple, which is, get whatever carrier oil, just like neutral carrier. You can doctor it depending on what you want. Like sunflower would be pretty decent. Sweet almond would be decent here. Could do olive, just depends.
Mhm.
But for the oil recipe, it's benzoin. The way that I learned it is you dilute it like 1 to 4 with the liquid benzoin resin and like shake that up really good, dissolve it. And then it's gravel root and salt.
Mhm.
And each conjured to get you a job, have the money. I saw some speculation from other workers that it evolves out of putting grains of salt into a handkerchief and making sure that the interviewer walks over it when you're at the interview.
Mhm.
And then same with the gravel root, as long as the interviewer touches it. So you can have some on your hands when you go into the interview, shake the hand of the interviewer, do it on the candles, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, you can even like just put it in a neutral carrier oil and just dab yourself that way. So it kind of has that like homeopathic effect of you shaking their hand, but it's not like powdery.
Hmm.
Because I feel like a slightly like wet hand is a little bit not quite as suspicious as a powdered hand.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
that could just be sweat or perfume or something. But speaking of perfumes, wearing the right perfume or cologne to the interview. Juju it
Mhm.
ahead of time. If you just have a normal one that you bought, it's not even an occult one. Perfect. Just juju it. Put it in a triangle, burn some candles around it, burn something on it, name it for your spirits. Ask one of your spirits to accompany you to the interview, like have something for them there. Bring the interviewer a cup of coffee, and give it to them and juju it ahead of time.
Love it.
Do that weird, funky thing that we magicians do where we like look at someone and we let like a spiral of hypnotic desire exit our eyeballs and enter their eye and pull them forward with like a hook of light. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
The job
yeah,
hypno, totally.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the job hypno. You
You will
will
work.
you will work. You will be employed. Um, you will hire me. Yeah.
Mhm,
So absolutely do that the entire time, or just like magnetize yourself with like, I am solar. I am like the only one that you can see, or I am Venusian. I am the only one that you remember. I'm the one that you can't stop thinking about, or Mercurial. Like you just can't help but notice how efficient I am. You Jupiterian, you can't help but notice how much I'm going to grow your company. Like you can play with all the planets for sure. Marshall, like I'm just defeating every other possible candidate.
totally, yeah. And,
Mhm.
kind of to that effect, if you have a partner or a family member who has been out of work for a while and they're starting to get kinda dejected about, how hellish the job market is right now,
Mm,
one of the ways that you can restore that motivation is to start taking their shoes and putting them toward the door, like, with the front of the shoe facing the door.
mhm,
And then, each morning when they would have to leave for work, get up and then like walk them on the ground. You can put like cinnamon and sugar and stuff inside.
mm.
Um, mullein leaves as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I One of my favorite herbs of all time for money is mint. I grow it. I love it. I do a yerba buena, spearmint as well. Like it's just fantastic for money across the research that I study. So if a friend of yours needs a job, give them a mint plant and tell them take care of this. Water it. Maybe if you give them a reading, put a token of the reading that names that it will be successful in the mint plant and just be like, you're taking care of this. Like put a card in there or something that, reminds you of the reading and being successful. If you're doing geomancy for them, give them one of the coins that you were tossing, for example. And just, or, put them in the four corners around the plant and just say, okay, like water this and take care of it and put a pie right there. And the more they take care of it, the more the money and job will come.
beautiful.
hmm You can also do a wish granting type ritual, really.
Hmm.
So, and it's great to also do, purchase the graveyard dirt of somebody that you know in your local city is really good for getting people resources. Like someone, for example, who was really helpful during Prohibition and make sure people got what they needed. even if it was a little shady. Or somebody who's a great entrepreneur that hired a lot of people. Like, get that person on your side.
Mhm.
There's somebody that I work with very heavily. His name is given to several industries in my city, as well as several scholarships. Without necessarily even, it's not even like clear that he's the one funding it directly until you do your research and you find out, oh, his family like was a huge reason why this field of art survived, or why opera, for example, survived in the city even after the World War II. So I work a lot with him. He employed a lot of people, and he was incredibly generous with his money. So research someone like that in your city. I mean, I go to his tomb fairly regularly to give him offerings. I appreciate him. I work with him a lot. I go to buildings that have his name and leave offerings there as well. But thankfully, he's buried along with his family. So I just kind of give everyone something and be like, hey, the way you're able to give everyone opportunities, please continue to bring me opportunities as well.
Oh, yeah. Love that guy.
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny. I introduced Key to him on his first visit here, just thinking like, "Oh, I want you to see this too." I happen to work a lot, and then it turns out we did some googling, and it turns out that both your job at the time was being funded by a grant that comes out of this guy's family, and also my scholarship at the time was also funded in part, not fully, obviously, but like in part by him as well. So his legacy funded like both of our jobs in a completely different countries, in completely different fields.
Mhm. He's got his hands in many pockets,
Hmm.
which all the better.
Absolutely. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, the wish granting techniques. I mean, there's classic Balkan ones where you just go out and you tell all the different like various gnome spirits, if you will, that live in gardens. You just get them a beautiful little feast, like full of little things, like lots of little coins, little quartzes, little shoes, little mirrors, little breads everywhere. And you just say, hello, everyone, thank you, take this and then give me this too, and you just ask for what you need. And you come back and remind them every now and then, hey, just remember that I gave you all of that, so I need this. And
Mhm.
it's very cute, but it also works very well if
Yeah.
you know who you're talking to.
Yeah. Very similar stuff in, Vilmar Tall's gnome books,
Yeah, yeah.
gnome grimoire, gnome manuscript. Um,
Gnome.
gnome
I love gnome.
they will change your porridge into gold real quick.
I love gold.
I love gold.
Gold.
It's just the fucking Aaron Rodgers yelling, I love gold and Austin Powers. That just gets me every time.
So good. There's one of the classic wishing techniques as well of getting, tonka beans or wishing beans, stuff like that, taken to a river for 7 days in a row. Either the same bean for 7 days or 7 beans, one for each day. And at the end of it, make the prayer for whatever you want, wash in the river, and bundle them up in cloth and carry that as the talisman until the wish comes true.
Absolutely. I've also seen something very similar, and this is from Catherine Arnowood's, again, The Art of Making Mojos, where you put your desire, you cross it 3 times on a name paper, and then you whole dandelion root, holy oil, is the dressing, and you carry in a red bag with 3 mojo beans and 7 Job's tears. This can be for love, if that's what you're wishing for, but also I think just getting like, I really need this job is a good one too.
And any of the playing card stuff, you can do it with any of the clubs.
So go back to the club.
It's clearly your favorite suit.
Yeah, very true.
Mm. We missed the opportunity to put that clip into the nightlife episode.
We really did, yeah.
We dropped the ball on that, but don't
Yep,
worry, we redeemed it here.
totally. I'll bring it
Club.
back.
And then just add in club.
Club. So go back to the club.
uh, and me deciding to wield my original weapon instead of a broadsword.
Club.
But once you got your job, it's time to keep it. It's time to boss fix,
Yes.
which
I don't care
is
who your boss is. I don't care how much you like your boss. I don't care how good of a person they are. You are fixing that boss.
you heard it from Key. And this is one of your areas of specialty, so I'm just gonna let you prattle on.
Oh man, there is so much that you can do to bind a boss. Any level of I mean, I'm ridiculous with it. So if my bosses ever piss me off, I will make the poppet of them right at the start of the job with whatever links that I can pilfer from their desk. I love the fine tooth comb of art for collecting hair.
Mm, mm,
But yeah, make the doll of it right away. Butter it up sometimes, literally. Um,
mm.
but
Nasty.
sweet
Nasty.
nasty. Um, but with the doll, really, carrot and stick this thing. Like whenever your boss is being good to you, whenever they're like, "Oh, you're doing such a good job," take this thing, make offerings to it, like candles. Give it praise. Like literally pick it up and be like, "You've done so well. You praised me at work today. Good job. More of this." And then when they are being kind of a dick to you, mileage may vary from hanging it upside down, turning it facing the wall, kind of shunning it, taking offerings away from it. If you're nasty, uh, you take it and beat it with your belt, and then you wear that belt to the meetings so that when they call on you and you don't want to talk, you just touch it and they flinch.
Nasty.
And then, anytime I like to do there actually like any amount of professional praise or goodwill, like keep something on you that you can bind that into. The handkerchief of art is great if you wear bandanas and things. Tie that knot and be like, okay, you are thinking that of me forever.
Hmm. Indeed. And also, speaking of getting your boss coffee, take the cup back, offer to recycle it for them, and then rip off the part where their lips touched it.
Straight into the honey jar you go.
And you can always, do all kinds of. I think Jason Miller in his financial sorcery, he talks about sometimes like the emergency is not a need for money, but a need to stop someone sabotaging your efforts, and this could be your boss, absolutely. So he names you can do magic to bind their speech using a tongue spell, for example, which you could do. He says beef tongue, cut it open, place the links, sew a black cord, wrap it up in dark cloth with Saturn symbols, then freeze it, sweeten it, or burn it, depending on what you need. I also would say that in addition to tongue spells, you can certainly of that kind, you can absolutely just do like some kind of skull effigy or a doll effigy or something that you're working where you work the mouth, especially.
Mhm.
And you can tell it like this is what you speak, this is what you do. You can absolutely take a puppet and you can pin it on a pentacle of your choice and say like this is what you do for me. I want to give a shout out to the conjurman John St. Germain, who gave a class on Lucky Mojo's Hoodoo Heritage Festival many years ago, I believe in 2020, if I recall correctly, in which he talks about using cork coasters or Bristol boards where you pin dolls onto pentacles. And one of the things that he talks about is you can put them upright on the pentacle if you want the person that is the doll to receive blessings, or upside down if you want them to receive the opposite. So you don't have to change the pentacle, you can just change the position of the doll. So your boss, for example, if you need them upright on something, that's one thing, and if you need them upside down, that's when you're depriving them that. So he gives a suggestion to dominate a boss using this technique that I want to really shout out because it was really great. So you pin a puppet that already has the personal links, the name and date of birth, etc., right? You're basically baptizing it. You've already done that major part. And then you bind it to the pentacle that brings authority or makes you well liked. So, for example, that could be the second pentacle of Venus, because given what we mentioned before. And then the pins that go into the doll are domination oil, and it goes in the eyes, and you say boss, but you put the name there. Your eyes see me only in the best of lights. I can do no wrong before you. The mouth goes boss. Your mouth speaks good of me. You can't do anything but spread my name with kindness. And the ears go boss. You only hear good things about me. When people gossip about me, you are deaf to their complaints. And then the head goes, boss, your mind thinks to give me a raise, and you can't sleep until you enrich me. And then the heart goes, boss, you care about me, you love me, you think the best of me, you see me as your own child. And then the hands go, boss, your hands send me money. From your resources flows money into my life. I just thought it was brilliant. It's worked like a charm. Definitely play with it. Do it with other pentacles. Do it with things that aren't pentacles. Pin, like one of the things that he says in his class is you could do this with like blown up pictures of tarot cards if you need to.
One of the best. And, may he rest in peace, actually.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff we can do with that. Also, on the earlier note, potted plant in the workplace.
Yes, bring your workplace a potted plant that you have jujued, and every time people water it, they have to speak well of you. Bring some prayed over sugar and add it to the office sugar jar, so that anytime they make coffee with it, they have to speak well of you. That it cuts through gossip. We will have a stop gossip episode coming up soon, so I'll save some of that for then. But truly, like that is one of the main ways your money can be harmed and your chance of promotion can be harmed. So this is a great way to just to bind people's lips so they're speaking well of you no matter what.
And with any corporate climbing like that, it's very important to protect reputation, protect anti-gossip is huge, like you were saying. I love a workplace drama, but not when I'm in it.
You just like to be messy and overhear it.
Yeah. Yeah, good ways, kind of success always for promotions and things like that. Getting one of those like metal ladders at a botanica that's used for like Ogun pots or like Santa Parte stuff, and like oiling each rung for each day over
Mhm.
like 7 days with like Crown of Success or like commanding oil or something like that. And like even you can take a poppet off yourself and like move it up over.
Yes, you're moving up the ladder. I love
Yeah,
that.
literally. If you're a woman in a professional environment, like literally break a piece of glass over it to break the glass ceiling.
That's so corny. I love it.
I love it. I love stuff like that.
Mhm.
Once you're set up in the workplace, I guess, if you're self-employed,
Mhm.
things to get clients, keep clients, grow your client base.
House spirit.
Yes.
Again, feed your house spirit. Feed your threshold. Give your house spirit little toys. Give your house spirit like coins that are actually chocolate. Um, feed them sweets and good things, and just tell them, hey, as I ensure that you have a beautiful home, I ask that the same courtesies return to me,
Mhm.
and that you ensure that I am well fed as well, and flatter them. Like really, like I give mine a fat bowl of porridge with a bunch of cinnamon and honey, and I just say like, okay, I need some to work. And again, okay, I will say as well, PGM, ahem, ahem, PGM 8 1 to 63. It's called a binding love spell of Astrapsokus. This is the olive wood, dog faced baboon, Hermes with the winged helmet, box on its back, name of Hermes of Epirus in the box in mer ink, praying for what you want, burning incense, place in the workshop. It brings clients.
Yes. It's the
And
best.
absolutely. And while we can't, reveal all our trade secrets, like that one, I would just say because it's just out there, like it's amazing. Go commission someone to make you a wooden Hermes out of olive wood.
Hmm. That's the good stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do with like cash boxes, like very kind of famously articulated by Jason Miller and, various other places. Like Delium Ra has a version of it, but just the one that I had on hand, the Jupiter cash box of cheap wooden box, big enough to hold a good amount of, bills and items, carve it, engrave it, or paint it with the symbol of Jupiter, the planet, the intelligence, and the spirit from like, Barrett and anything like that. And you put the Jupiterian astrological sigils on the lid along with a choice of pentacle from Key of Solomon. Fourth is great for this, but mileage may vary with the others. Then paint it blue or green, blue for Jupiter or green for money or gold for money for that matter. Rub it down with money drawing oils and, outside, inside, and add in Gator's hand for grabbing money, sassafras leaves for holding on to money, a lodestone for attracting money, and then combinations of, Irish moss, allspice, cinnamon, mint, other money drawing herbs and spices and things like that. Um,
Mhm.
and then you take some cash, leave it in there for a week, and then you can draw, planetary sigils on the bills, take it out and spend it, and then expect it to come back to you to fill the box back up. One of the
Hell
best.
yeah, amazing. I
Really.
have one. I made one when I was, I think, 18 when I got that book, Financial Sorcery.
Oh yeah.
And I still keep all my foreign bills in there, so when I need to travel, I just get them out there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, good way to protect money.
Mhm.
Good way to make sure you always have enough in the bank.
Mhm.
Just good tech all around.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of what Jason talks about in that technique you can use in smaller amounts to create charm bags, to create other kinds of workings. But I just really like having the idea of a cash box you continually feed. I actually keep my baboon with it too. There is a lovely book called Rootwork, Using the Folk Magic of Black America for Love, Money, and Success by Tayana Lee McCuller. And she gives some really cool tips. One of them is a sweet success spell to keep customers coming back. She says keep a bowl anointed with bayberry oil filled with candy by the cash register if you have like a brick and mortar. And this will encourage customers to come back and tell other business people of the business because they're going to take the candy right after they check out.
Hmm.
And then she says if you keep a mailing list of customers anoint the corners every couple of weeks with money drawing oil. I'm sure you could also put a lodestone on it, keep all kinds of things by the cash. The Botanica you do my shopping at. Classic, he anoints a lot of his receipts with lodestone oil.
Mm.
We've talked about that. And then there's also a full register spell to increase business, in which you take a pail of water, 5 teaspoons honey, 2 magnets, and 5 drops of come to me or attraction oil, which she does give recipes for in her book. You let it sit for a few hours and then take the magnets and throw out the water in front of your business lid at night when no one is around every new moon to always lubricate that path.
It's a great one.
Mhm.
I love a wash.
Yeah, there's so many money washes. Like we didn't really cover too many in this episode, but like it's easy to find. Recipes for go with what your spirits recommend divination as well. Like I would doctor these things always with what your spirits recommend.
One of the easiest places to start that I recommend people is go to, a well-stocked grocery store, like kind of a food co-op, like higher end thing, and find 3 different cultivars of basil.
Mhm.
Shred those in a bath and strain that out. Use the liquid, dilute it into the mop bucket, bathe yourself in it, wash your porch with it, wash this threshold with it, wash your door with it, wash
Mhm.
any money talismans you have with it. And if you strain out the herbs, take that, dry them out, burn them to ash, and use that as part of your money powder.
Mhm.
Classy.
Absolutely. Speaking of something kind of like a cash box, I want to shout out to, again, this is Ryan Mikaharish. He gives a pot of gold money spell. This is a lodestone one. 2 lodestones that, stick together, so male and female one. And what you do is place them into a bowl, and then you add a teaspoon iron fillings to feed them, a few gold and silver sprinkles or sparkles, or flakes, from paint or art supply stores, just a dash, 7 grains of wheat, or the heads of 3 stalks of wheat that have the grains of wheat on them, some copper, a copper disc or copper coin, like a pre-1980 copper penny, or even better, copper shavings, 5 dimes, they don't have to be silver, a few straight pins, some grains of dried corn, grains of hard corn or Indian corn are usually preferred, he said, and it's something that reflects like a small mirror from a purse compact or some shiny sequins. And then you also add 3 pieces of red coral. And then you pray over, asking for, again, sufficient money in life, as well as excess recreation, taking pleasure, funds to put away in the old age, etc. And now keep this hidden away. Don't let people see it. Put it in a safe space. Don't let anyone's eyes, befall it. Don't show it to people. And then feed and care for it when you're alone, because you don't want it to be destroyed by jealousy and evil eyes. Someone comes over, they see you have a bunch of nice stuff. They don't know how you got it. They may have no idea they're gifts. They have no idea maybe it's from your parents. They don't know what your financial situation is, but their envy could absolutely hurt you. And then he says on Tuesdays, you take the lotuses out of the bowl, you put them in a glass of water that has a teaspoon or a whiskey added to it. You sit for a half hour, and then you take them out and prayed over by the person who asks for what funds they believe they need in the coming week. And so you should always ask for money for food and whatever else you need. And also allow to slightly larger than what you actually need to be able to fulfill everything. So if it doesn't do the maximum amount, you at least are covered. And then you place the bowl, you replace the lodestones into the bowl with some iron fillings, again, about a quarter teaspoon full, and then you hide it away again. And he says that you can actually drink the water from the lodestones that they rested in. People don't recommend it, he says, but, it is considered a good idea by spiritual workers. I also just like to sprinkle it around the house instead of drinking it. So again, on that threshold.
Mhm, mhm.
And he says, he says, other practitioners recommend using whiskey in place of water, feeding the charm. And if everything goes well, they gradually grow in size because the iron shadings that you add to them stick over the passage of time. And again, that's from Draya Mikaharach's a spiritual worker spellbook.
What's that one?
Hmm. And speaking of money baths, just from the same book, one money bath that he suggests is fresh watercress. Tear it to small pieces. You add fresh parsley, also tear it to small pieces. Place it in a pot containing 2 quarts of boiling water. You stir it in a clockwise direction, then remove from heat. Now add tablespoon of honey, stir it in, let it come to room temperature, then strain out the parsley and watercress and add this to a tub bath and bathe between 6 to 8 minutes, immersing yourself completely while praying for the money that you need. I love reading these kinds of spells because I'm so used to ATR baths where you just dunk it over your head and it's cold. um, and it is not soaking. You are just tossing it over your head and you're done. But also a good one for if you want to kind of sit down into your bath.
Another good sit down one that I know that is pretty elaborate and complicated. But if someone
Hmm.
is like having really shit financial luck for like a long period of time,
Hmm.
you take the bathtub that the person's going to be bathed and you line it completely with coins that are in current circulation.
That's kind of hot.
So
I
you go
love
to
gold.
gold. Yeah, so you go to the bank and you get whatever, rolls of coins that are sufficient to fill. It's like I've heard anecdotally that it's like $100 of quarters, but mileage may vary.
Hmm.
The person is then, immersed in the bath and they lay in the fully lined coin tub and they like I've seen the worker like put money into the bath at that point. It's like a whole very elaborate, very over the top thing, but I have heard it works.
Hmm.
There's that meme going around where it's like, what is this cursed body? Where it's the person laying down at like a wellness spa as they're having like dollar bills slathered in honey like applied to their forehead.
My gosh. I can't. I've let it happen. It's fine.
Oh man.
But yeah, in terms of like increasing your money and like the fourth pinnacle of Jupiter with the wealth increase, right? The seventh pinnacle of Jupiter in your wallet to prevent the poverty aspect of it, to make sure there's always something there. Um, Having a piece of gold on you of some kind, no matter how small, at all times, so that the devil can't fuck with you, is a very classic folk magic one across traditions. You always have something, right? He can't trick you and tempt you with money because you always got something in your pocket. And then, of course, the second pentacle of Jupiter for glory and riches, paired with the third pentacle of the Sun for renown and glory. Not just It doesn't just get you hired; it gets you increasing your wealth.
Totally, yeah.
Hmm.
It's two different varieties of like getting something from nothing,
Hmm.
versus like growing something you already have.
Yeah.
Um, one of the just to throw it out there, one of the spells that I just jogged my memory of, if you have no money, like
Hmm.
$0 in the bank account, go to a store and steal some onions.
On
I
yon.
on when an onion rings, you pick up the phone.
Just when you thought that vegetables don't have phones, onion rings.
Yeah, as I was taught this, steal the onions, then take them into your house and burn the skins. Like take all this, flake the skins off and burn them as an exorcism for whatever spirit of like misfortune has befallen you that all of your money has vanished.
Hmm.
I've heard it works very well.
Hmm.
But yeah, also for just growing money, shout out to one of the underrated goats, Papa Jim's Herbal Magic Workbook.
Oh my god, yeah.
There is for financial success in any venture. Mix together the ingredients and burn it on charcoal until the desire is fulfilled. Frankincense, sandalwood, cinnamon, myrrh, patchouli leaves, orris root powder, and benzoin.
Hmm.
Fumigate with it. It'll do great.
Absolutely. And I want to shout out Miss Phoenix LaFay's Cashbox Conjure, Hoodoo Spells for Luck and Money. Which is like 100+ rituals for everything we talked about. I didn't want to take too much from that book specifically, and just to be more like, just get it, because it could be its own thing entirely, but really like full of examples for everything that we mentioned. Well, I want to end us off because again, we could talk about this for 6 hours, right? I wanted to end us off a little bit just on Key. What is the one thing that has maybe it's a spirit, maybe it's a technique, but what is it that changed your game more than anything else when it comes to money magic. Like whether you've been out of a job, whether you had one, whether you hated it, whether you loved it, whether you were quitting one to focus on other things, or like whatever you needed. What was something, like not a specific technique maybe, unless that's something that you carried with you, but like a spirit or um, a kind of approach that you would say did the most for you?
Ooh. There are two things that come to mind.
Mhm.
One is more generally applicable, which is putting lever drawing oils into my money work.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes. Seduce them.
put love stuff in money, put money stuff in love is the
Mhm.
biggest thing that has made everything I'm doing just hit a little bit harder and work a little bit better.
Right
Um,
right before you go to the shower, you like to strip your clothes off in front of your money shrine and go like, "Would you like to join me?"
yeah, exactly. Like take my shirt off and like snap it at the shrine. Like come
Just give it
on.
a little flex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just put on the Ziz music and like pump in front of
Yeah.
it.
It has your look smacking routine in front of your Welsh shrine.
Yeah, I bone smash in front of
No,
it.
no bones. No, please. No, Oginamai is Baron of Antioch's feast day was just the other day.
That
Please.
hammer of art.
I do have a icon of her hitting the devil with a hammer.
Mhm. Did that, Saint Joseph hammer as well.
Oh my
All
god,
up in the
together,
multi
they multi-hammer.
oh my god. Um, and then one of the other weird ones is, for me, money magic wise, I was growing plants for a living,
Mhm.
and the plants that I was growing for a living became my primary money plant, even
Yes.
for client work, for anything else, because this is the plant that is my literal income.
Mhm, mhm,
So that was kind of an interesting thing because for a while I was using kind of only cannabis as a money herb,
mhm,
just because that correspondence was like so strong and so directly applicable to my own life
mhm.
that it just took on that quality for me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I guess the general advice is like use what is money to you.
Mhm.
Um, extrapolating as well to use real money in your money drawing things.
Yes.
That's
Sorry,
a
no monopoly money.
Yeah, very old school worker tip of don't put fake money, don't put hell money in recipes that require money. If you need shredded money, call up the mint. They sell huge bags of it on the cheap.
Yes, they absolutely, and it's so easy to stuff things with too.
Hmm. Totally.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think it's great. I want to concur on using the thing that you grow for your money. Absolutely. In my case, I'm not someone who, my professional life does not necessarily involve plant cultivation the way that yours did at the time. But for me, one of the things that really helped was just making sure I was using only things that grow around me, that I knew at the back of my hand. I know exactly what they are. I can call on them. I really like your tip on adding the lever drawing type stuff to it.
Hmm.
What I found really helpful, I know I've harped on this enough, but telling my house spirit about my finances, like what's happening, are we good this month? Are we not so good this month? Being very open and transparent with them, and finding the relationship I have with mine is such that they will work with me. Like I have multiple house spirits, and they will really work alongside me. I also will just chit chat with my spirits. Like I'll sit down, I'll light some incense, I'll talk with them, I'll just explain to them what's happening very normally and very casually, and be like, this is kind of what we need. And while I'm doing that, I might get moved to light some things. I might find that my hands are swaying and reaching for things without me thinking about it. And next thing you know, I've lit more things up. And next thing you know, I've done a spell. And so, in addition to that, one thing that I've found really, really helps is just letting it be a daily practice where no matter what I've done, at least I've done my psalms. At least I've lit a candle over an area that I, do for drawing money. And I'm always letting it have an off valve. I do some kind of donation in the name of my spirits, or I help some kind of charitable cause, just to be like, you help me, I want to help you. May anyone who gives me money also have money flow into their life, so that it's more to spread around. May there be protection and not competition. Having a spirit that really is assigned to that, like that's their job. Lots of spirits can help, but there's one that's definitely that's what they're specializing in, and it doesn't have to be a spirit particularly renowned for drawing money either. It can just be the one that you notice does that for you. The one that I work with for that, you would not assume it's who it is, because it's not one that, when you Google them, it's like, oh, they do money or like they do wealth drawing. It's this is a being, a spirit that has done a tremendous amount of work for me financially, and I trust them completely because of how that relationship is. But because of their approach being different, it's colored how I do money magic. And I guess the last thing, in addition to like your daily, Orphic hymn, your daily prayer, your daily psalm, is an offering that nourishes your finances, even if you're not getting paid. It's just some kind of offering. Maybe it's coffee to set expedite. Maybe it's something to your ancestors. But I at the very least will feed my ancestors and my house spirit, and additionally that one other being that I really rely on. And then just ask them to take care of my parents, take care of my loved ones, take care of my friends, make their businesses grow too. I include that in my prayers.
Totally. Beautiful thing.
May everyone who ever purchases from me have their business grow as well, that kind of thing. Like, may there be more to go around for all of us.
German treasure hunting magic axiom of always do charity with what you find, lest your hoard be pilfered by another treasure hunter.
I love that so much. Quick and dirty, a fun little episode. Just wanted to put some stuff out there since we were just doing a bunch of like money related releases. I want to, just use these resources. Check out the show notes. Check out the books that we recommended. Have fun with them. Play around with it, and just keep doing things. Especially if you're fine. Like if you're okay right now, if you're okay on your money, it's the best time to do a bunch of money magic to make sure that you remain okay. That things grow. And if you're not so okay, start hitting this stuff. Before you spend a lot of money on talismans and amulets and other people's stuff, like, go to your kitchen pantry and just get out what you already have and start working it. Get your oregano, get your cinnamon, right?
Yeah. Get your 13 bean soup.
Get your nutmegs, yep. Remember, nutmeg is good even without the mercury.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget its virtues.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. Let's do more practical ones like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next episode is going to be a real treat, though. It's, I guess you've been very excited to have on for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Really looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned.
Absolutely. My Akasha record for today is Sid and Taylor Renee's Fancy Shit, because that's how I want everybody feeling after this episode.
Oh, yeah. I love it. And my Akashic record for today is Money by Drugs by Cal Scrubby.
That was stuck in my head for a while.
Mm-hmm. It's a classic Sfinga song for me.
Well, from a Sfinga song.
Just association.
It's association, probably because I've hummed it so often.
Yeah, stuck just because of how stuck in the head it was. This is a legendary earworm.
Yeah. It's because I mutter it constantly. It's so true.
By the transit property.
Hey, don't talk to me. Well, awesome. Thank you. And license set apart for this episode is actually a prayer to Saint Cajetan, who is the patron saint of the unemployed.
O glorious Saint Cajetan, you studied to be a lawyer, but when you felt that the Lord was calling you to his service, you abandoned everything and became a priest. You excelled in virtues, shunning all material rewards for your labor, helping the many unemployed people of your time. You provided loans without interest, and you attracted a lot of benefactors who donated to your resources so that you could go on with your activities. Look on us with mercy. We wish to find employment that could help us and our families live with dignity. Listen to our petitions, dear saint. You, who could easily give up the food on your table for the needy, bring our petitions to Jesus. You're making a request. Amen.
Can we just put the clip of the guy going, "I love gold" in the episode, please?